There are a lot of ServiceNow customers that have the renewal coming up at the end of the year, end of December. That's usually aligns with not only ServiceNow's year end, but also the organizational fiscal year end. So it all makes sense. A lot of procurement, IT, line of business executives dread those year end deals because obviously it's around the holidays as well. And it got me thinking, right? That plus just conversations that I've been having with ServiceNow customers that just finished their deal at the end of June, Q2 deals for ServiceNow. It comes down to timing, right? Preparation. How much time are you giving yourself to do these deals well? And it's all about actually what you do with the time, right? So I get asked all the time, well, how many months or how early should you start planning for your renewal? ServiceNow, Microsoft, Salesforce, all these other ones, it's all the same questions. And it's really dependent on the customer, right? Your particular scenario. Are you considering new products? How's the relationship? There's a whole host of things that go into that. So listen, generically, I usually like to say, look, 6 months is kind of a healthy ramp. But if you think about year-end December, once you start getting into November, you got holidays, right? So really is November, December should be counted as 2 months? I'm not sure. For a lot of organizations, a lot going on, especially if you're retail, as an example. But then you go a little deeper. What does it actually mean to be prepared? What do you have to do in those 6 months or 9 months or whatever it may be? What do you have to do it right? Well, first, you got to understand your situation. How have you been treated to date is the way I like to say it, right? So get an assessment of your current contracts, your current pricing. Do you have the right relationships in place? Should you be interacting with different people? Getting a sense for that is going to be really important. How are you using the products that you already have, right? So ITSM, CSM, field service, HRSD, SecOps, whatever it may be, right? A lot of long-standing customers of ServiceNow that have been growing and accelerating and enhancing their portfolio. Those core products, how close have you looked at your usage? Are you using all the features, the capabilities? Do you have interest in using more? Why aren't you? Is it an internal issue? Do you need to look in the mirror? There's a whole host of things you need to do. That obviously ties into your requirement building, right? How you're using products, right? Gives you a sense for if you've been paying for air that can create leverage, but it also lets you think about what do you actually need moving forward? Can you drop products? Can you lower volumes? This exercise also leads to some of your products, the way you count it, the metrics may have changed for ServiceNow, right? They may have changed the metric. Are you ahead of that? Are you planning for that? Have you had conversations with ServiceNow? A lot of ServiceNow customers in early May were at Knowledge, right? So a lot of maybe drummed up interest in new things. Well, where are you at with those conversations? Have you done POCs? Do you need to do POCs? Have you had adequate workshops? Has ServiceNow shown you the value for your organization, right? Where are you at? Do you have budget? Do you have interest? Do you have capability? Do you have change management lined up, implementation lined up for anything new that you might do? And don't even get me started in today's world when you talk about Pro Plus, when you talk about Now Assist AI, right? Are you considering that? They're certainly pushing it, meaning ServiceNow is pushing it, ITSM, HRSD, whatever it may be, upgrading you from standard to pro, standard to enterprise. It's a big one for ServiceNow as well. You might be interested, but what's that going to take? How quickly can you digest that? Do you actually need it in December, or do you maybe need it in June of 2026? Can you stagger those commitments? Have you started those conversations? Getting a unified message in place, right? ServiceNow has done a great job elevating the relationships within the C-suite. It's McDermott's initiative he's been driving since he landed there. Unified message. Is everyone on board? Is everyone communicating to ServiceNow the same message? When ServiceNow is reaching out to individuals, is there a process in place so that it funnels down to a core team that are responsible for the renewal? Not to mention you need time to actually negotiate, right? Solicit a healthy and accurate, transparent, clear proposal out of the gate. Drive expectations. Understanding where you have leverage, understanding where you don't. Iterations of proposals, reviews, messaging, who says what and when. Legal, contract, are they lined up? Are they lined up and ahead of things because there's going to be other things going on? And again, December, this is the key, busy time of year. So again, there's a lot that goes into this, and I'm not minimizing it. What I'm actually trying to do through the vessel I have is try to bring awareness to this. It's less about maybe how many months do you need. It's all about, are you doing the things? Have you given you and your company enough time to do the right things the right way? So at the end of this, you have the right deal. You control the process and you end up where you need to be with ServiceNow, not necessarily where they want you to end up.